Well, what I want to say is my grandma's Vibrator brought me a lot of joy when I was a kid. Now that statement is open to a lot of interpretation. I get that. So let me elaborate, if you will. Those of you half my age may not understand this, but there was a time when y'all couldn't just run down to the 5 or 6 shops in town and purchase a big rubber fist to get you through the night. Nor could you just ride home on your bike with a big 4-foot horse
Not
cock.
child friendly.
If you do that, carry it across both shoulders. Not that I speak from experience, I just understand physics, but if you do that, Facebook message me when and where I want to see it. But there was a time when certain southern states, it was illegal to sell a rubber dick. You could go, kids, M80s then were essentially blasting caps, so kids could ride their bikes down to the fireworks stand and blow off their fingers, and that was just, hey, that's what happened to Billy. But you couldn't buy a rubber dick, nor could you sell one or bring one across state lines. There were actually people who got arrested for bringing them from the states you could buy rubber dicks to the states you couldn't own a rubber dick. And imagine, what are you in jail for, buddy? So, yeah, smuggling rubber dicks. So, necessity is the mother of invention, and without being able to sell any sort of not even so much as a thing that was intended for the express purpose of inserting it into your bodily orifices for sexual pleasure, that was right out. So, a genius marketing ploy brought about a device known as the personal scalp massager, sold in women's magazines in the back with June Cleaver, with an 8-inch penetrating scalp massager. Sold by the inch, which would give it away to most anybody except Nana. I grew up with both grandmas, Mama and Nana. Mama was my favorite grandma. Yeah, I know it sounds like a favorite grandma. So Nana was not my favorite grandma. Fuck you. I have a favorite kid too. So I have one kid, but but Mama was like Granny from the Beverly Hillbillies with Granny Squidbillies, so you can understand the appeal. Nana was Granny, Tweety Bird Granny, a very neurotic Tweety Bird Granny, worried about what everybody thought. So, and she was so naive that Granddad, who thankfully I never met, he died when I was 2, I met, but don't remember, but had convinced Nana that the KKK he was a member of was the nice KKK, and they were just like the police. That's how she described it to me. So you can understand Nana's naivete. Nana also liked to order a lot of things through the mail, and oftentimes when we arrived for a visit, it was not, hey, hi Nana, it was, what did you order? And a lot of Ronco scrambled egg inside the shell stuff. So on one particular visit, we arrive and there's a plethora of mail order booty. And my parents, despite how interesting everything is, my parents are only interested in the floor for the whole visit while Nana extols the virtues of her 8-inch penetrating scalp massager on her bouffanted head, offering it up to everybody, and my parents politely declining, and declining for us as well. And this sat on the coffee table, I shit you not, for the next couple of years, while all adults stared at the floor. And a couple of years later, some glossy publications I found in underneath my father's work truck, perusing through them, I see, oh, she has a tense scalp like Nana. And I was shocked when I turned the next page and saw what the many virtues of the penetrating personal scalp massager really was. And then I was a bit disgusted because I had it on my own head. But then I remembered that Nana, despite having 2 children, never had sex and would be perfectly happy if she had convinced you that she had no vagina whatsoever. Jesus brought the children, end of story. In fact, if one day clumps of congealed blood began to fall from her withered loins and tentacles sprouted from her uterus, grasping at the children, should just, must be my arthritis. So, a couple of years later, now this made it really hilarious. This made the visits hilarious because now I could really fuck with my parents. Nana, my scalp's really tense. Can I use your scalp massage? Shut up. And then it was fun to turn it on the coffee table. So a couple of more years go by as my beginning goat-like libido begins to connect with some creativity and remembering what I saw in some of the glossy publications and perusing over some glossy publications with a friend of mine who had found his brother's stash. He had an idea. It was something like, hey dude, cut a hole right there and like if you put a vibrator or something behind it, I'd feel like the real thing. Shit, what did I know? Because he had an older brother, so, and despite appearances, in my graduating class of 23 bowheads and jocks in Shitsplat, Texas, being the only Satanist, I wasn't voted most popular, so what did I know? Maybe he was right. I had a plan and a dream. Fuck, I had a date with Tori Wells. Tori Wells is a porn star from way back when. So I got a plan. We go to visit Nana and arrive with a garage sale in progress. So my first words out of my mouth were, Nana, my scalp's really tense. Where's the scalp massager? And I gotta go to the bathroom. And my dream was shattered. My whole date with Tori Wells, because she was in my wallet, was shattered in an instant when she said, I just sold it. Which brings up a lot more fucking questions like, who the fuck buys a vibrator, used vibrator at a garage sale? And I'm picturing a lady walking along and some mason jars. There's some nice doilies. I bet Hazel knitted those herself. Oh! Or was it a, oh? So, I'm looking for this bitch. Because the other question is, how much does a used vibrator net at a garage sale? And I see a lady, 60-ish, shuffling towards her car with some mason jars and some doilies and 8 inches of personal penetrating scalp massage and a little piece of masking tape that says 10 cents. Fuck, I got $1. I can bargain. She can make she stands to make 90 cents profit. So, ma'am, that's my grandmother's scalp massager. She has a very tense scalp. It did not mean to sell that. I too have a very tense scalp. I have $1. So I bargained with her and no dice because we both kind of shared a secret. We knew what it, yeah. And I was cock-blocked by a 60-year-old woman for my date with Tori Wells. So, yeah, that's my story about my grandma's vibrator. Got a couple more minutes, or is that it? How much more time do I got? Couple more? Okay.
After that,
have you ever farted and it sounded like a question? It's like your asshole just asked approval. That's not really a bit. That was really all of it. That was just an observation the other day when I was making breakfast. But do we have any smokers, or real smokers actual cigarette smokers? No. Jesus Christ. What? People, vapors? People vape? You vape? Nobody? Well, shit. What kind of blows this? But a word about smoking and vaping. Smokers, we know how we're going to die. We're kicking it real. It's been around for a while. It's true and tested. We know cancer or heart attack. Heart attack's the first one. If you get past that, then fuck, I'm going to get cancer. I better quit. So I got pneumonia, and when I was hacking up blood and hunks of pink tissue, my lungs said, fuck you, and I had to stop. And a friend brought me an e-cigarette, and I gave it a shot, and the fucking things are hard to keep lit. Fucking blowtorch, and it tasted like shit. And I hand roll, man. Hand rolling an e-cigarette is not easy. Those batteries, chopping that shit up. But, so, they told me I was doing it all wrong at the store. So I buy a rig, and the first thing is it leaks. Okay, so take it back. Okay, well, you got the wrong tank. All right, give me another tank. I spent $70. All right, there's another 3. All right, so buy this cheapest tank, and that lasts 2 days. I take that back. Oh, your coil's out now. You need a new coil. All right, okay, I got a new coil. I got the juice, and I take it back. Now another thing's out of it. Take it back. Oh, okay, well, that's outdated because you've got the Super Douche Hoopty Fluke 2015. You need the 2017. Fuck, I get that. All right. That goes out. All right, well, now that's outdated. Now, because you've got the on-whipper across the overflapper. Fuck, I just want nicotine, man. So, finally, can you just set me, all right, well, let me ask you this. Do you diddle hop when you vape, dude, or do you do the finger in the ass? Fuck, what? Just give me the nicotine, I'll drop it in my fucking eyes. So, after about 5 rigs and throwing them against the fucking wall, I realized that despite the health benefits, the absolute rage I go into, the cigarettes were a whole lot cheaper and just stress-free. So I diddle hopped down to Come and Go with my finger in my ass and got a pack of American Spirits. And my life is much more stress-free. Thank you very much for your laughter. My name is Shane Steddum. Like me on Facebook. Check your bartender, please.